So you're thinking about making a move, but you're not sure if Chandler is going to be the spot for you. So in this video, it kind of pains me to make it because Chandler is an amazing spot to live, but here are the 6 reasons why you should not move to Chandler, Arizona if you're thinking about moving to the greater Phoenix area. Now, my wife and I, we were living in Gilbert, and then we were looking for some other places to go. We looked at Chandler, but ultimately for these 6 reasons that you are not going to want to miss, especially the last one. So make sure you stay tuned to the end. You're going to want to stick around because these 6 reasons were the main reasons why we did not choose to move to Chandler, Arizona. So without further ado, let's get into number 1. So the first reason, mainly the number 1 reason why we did not move to Chandler is honestly, everything here kind of looks the exact same. Now, northern Chandler and southern Chandler are very, very different. So in general, there's about 250,000 people that live here in the Chandler area full time. Now, so yes, obviously there's going to be differences, but for the most part, if you're driving in southern Chandler, it's basically just carbon copy of suburbs, right? Every house basically looks the exact same, and there's not really a whole lot of character in neighborhoods. And then if you're up in the northern Chandler area, those are all built in the 1970s, 80s. So there is a little bit more character there, but that is just straight urban living, and that is good. We'll touch on that in a little bit. But just for the most part, like when you're driving around the Chandler area, everything looks the exact same. The shopping malls, it's a lot of fast food of, chain restaurants and stuff like that, unless you get into the Ocotillo neighborhood. Actually, if you haven't checked out our Ocotillo video, make sure you go and check that out. But, just in general, we just didn't really feel like driving through the neighborhoods. It was really a place that we wanted to call home every single day. For the second reason, this is going to be a major reason why most people that are thinking about moving to Chandler end up not and looking at other areas, is going to be it's a little bit higher cost of living than the rest of the Phoenix Valley, and especially the East Valley. So in general, Phoenix, and especially Chandler, Arizona in particular, Chandler, Arizona homes have seen a 50% appreciation just in the last 4 years, and that is with a 5 to 10% dip that we just had about 6 months ago. So it has gotten very, very expensive. Guys, think about that. If your home was $600,000, now all of a sudden it's worth $900,000. So there's a ton of people that got priced out of the Chandler, Arizona area, and ultimately it is just very, very expensive. If you go watch our $400,000 and what Chandler gets you, you'll see why a lot of people are choosing to look elsewhere, just because your money just does not go very far here in Chandler. So if you want a single family home, just a starter, regular row to the block home, you're going to be looking at anywhere from about $440,000 to $480,000. If you want to be in the southern half of Chandler, in the suburbs area, you're going to need at least $500,000 to $600,000 to get into a single family house. Now, yes, there are condos and there are townhouse options available. So again, if that is what you're looking for, let's pause the video and jot down our contact information below. But again, just in the most part, Chandler is very, very expensive. So Phoenix, the city itself, the cost of living is about 7% higher than the national average. In Chandler, it's 14%, and a majority of that is due to the higher cost of living and just how expensive homes have gotten here in the Chandler, Arizona area. So that is our second reason of why we did not move to Chandler. Now, one of the third reasons why we did not choose to move to the Chandler, Arizona area is honestly, unless you are like right off of the 202 or right off of the 101, it's kind of slow going and it's really kind of slow moving through. So again, I moved here from Omaha, Nebraska, and oh my gosh, that was one of the biggest pains when I lived there. If you're from there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, there's just really not that many highways, and they're not in the convenient parts of town. That's kind of how Chandler is. Again, unless you're living like right off of the 202 or right off of the 101, it's gonna be really, really slow going. So, it could take you 10 to 15 minutes just to get to the highway. And then from there, if it's not rush hour, then you should be good. But, I drive on the 202 every single day. That's the main highway through Chandler. So that aspect is really nice that you can go, east and west. That is one nice aspect about Chandler, right? Is that it does have, highway convenience. But unless you are right off the highway, it's going to be really, really slow getting to the highways and getting around the Chandler, Arizona area. Guys, if you like this video so far, make sure you click and comment down below. I want to know your thoughts about my first 3 reasons why we did not choose to move to Chandler, Arizona. And guys, if you are new to this channel, we cover everything there is to know about moving. So if you're thinking about making a move, guys, pause the video and reach out to us. We absolutely love hearing from you and want to help you change your life and help you move down to the beautiful and sunny Phoenix, Arizona area. I moved here from Nebraska. It changed my life, so I want to help you change yours. Now, so moving on to number 4. So, again, we talked a little bit about the higher cost of living, but it really just is expensive. And that really was one of the main drivers of why we didn't choose to live here. Your dollar, we found other areas of the valley where your dollar just goes so much further. So for example, we live over in the Ahwatukee area, and we got a 3-bedroom condo, 1,400 square feet, and it was $350,000. If you wanted that in Chandler, you're looking $400 to $425 minimum. And not only is the price higher, but the HOA fees are going to be higher. So a lot of the HOAs here in Chandler, especially in the condo communities, you can expect to pay anywhere from $200 to $300 every single month. And that's on top of, a little bit higher property taxes as well. So, most of the Phoenix Valley, on a $500,000 house, you can expect to pay about $2,500. Here in Chandler, you're going to expect to pay, closer to that $3,000. So, it doesn't seem like a lot, but it all adds up. And if you can, save a little bit of cash by, moving over to the Gilbert area or up in Tempe or Ahwatukee, that's my personal preference. That was why we opted to not move to Chandler. Now, number 5, one of the main 5th reasons why we did not choose to live in Chandler. Honestly, for most of you, this might be hilarious. They really didn't have the best golf course scene here in Chandler compared to other areas of the Phoenix Valley. So for example, Bear Creek, that's a pretty good course. They have an executive course, which is, that one's nice. They have a championship, but again, it's just kind of expensive and kind of overpriced. But so, just in general, they really don't have the best golf scene. I do like San Marcos, I will say, but the Ocotillo golf courses, definitely overrated. Especially, it's very, very expensive in the wintertime. And, in the summer, you can still play it for about $50 to $60, but in my mind, it's just not worth paying that price. So honestly, Chandler doesn't have the best golf courses. San Marcos is going to be the best if you're thinking about playing in Chandler. Then I would say Bear Creek, and then I would go to Ocotillo last. So they don't have the best golf scene. Gilbert is a little bit better, but honestly, the best areas to golf are Mesa in the East Valley. I'm going to throw reluctantly Scottsdale in there, and then out in like the Goodyear and western side of Phoenix. So if you're a golfer, there's definitely other areas to live if you're thinking about moving here. It sounds funny and sounds crazy, but I love to play, and that was one of the reasons why we chose not to live in Chandler. And then finally, guys, this is our last reason. Again, Phoenix, for the most part, it's very, very flat. But so when we first moved here, we were living in like the Midtown Phoenix area, and we were absolutely spoiled because there's mountains right looking out of our views. Everywhere we would go, if we were driving to Costco, we'd drive through the Phoenix Mountain Preserve. So we got used to seeing mountains everywhere. And when we moved out to Gilbert and Chandler are right next to each other. And honestly, that was one of our least favorite parts about it, is that everything is super flat. You don't really see, mountains. You can see them every once in a while if you get a good view, but everything is super flat. Again, like what we were talking about with one of the first points, everything just kind of looks the same when you're driving around here in the Chandler area. These palm trees, they never get old. However, we got spoiled seeing the mountain views every single day. So that's why we opted to move over into Ahwatukee. It's right next door, it's right across the highway, but you're right at the base of South Mountain, and you get such a better views of the mountains every single day. It sounds crazy, but everything in Chandler, it kind of just looks the same. It's houses, it's the suburbs in the south, and it's like urban city living up in the northern part of Chandler. So guys, those are the main 6 reasons why we chose not to live in Chandler. I want to hear your thoughts. I want to hear your thoughts of my list. And again, if you're thinking about making a move, guys, pause the video and we will love to help you out. We love hearing from you and love hearing how we can help change your life by moving to the Chandler area. Chandler overall, it's an absolutely amazing spot to live. Niche.com says there's basically no crime. The schools are amazing. And it's just a really, really quiet area. It just wasn't right for us at this time. Not to say I'm not completely writing it off our list down the road, but at this time for my wife and our current situation, it wasn't a place that we wanted to move to. So I hope this list helps, kind of put together about what living in Chandler is like. Again, comment down below. I want to hear your thoughts about moving to Chandler, Arizona. And guys, thanks for watching. Check out other videos in our Chandler, Arizona playlist. We cover everything there is to know about living in Chandler, Arizona. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll catch you on the next video.